And this segment is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook and app. Number one is safe, but number two, my man Deke, it's reliable and most importantly secure, because we don't play when it comes to our money. I know you do not play when it comes to money.
I don't mess around.
Not at all. In DraftKings, they are just like you in that regard. And the thing that I also love about DraftKings is this, man. For all the first-time users out there, trust me, it's a lot of first-time users out there. We once were first-time users as well. But for all the first-time users, if you use the promo code Moats, that's MOATS, you will receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. So if I were to tell you that if this is your first time doing this, all you got to do is use a promo code, you receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money, you would think that's a good deal, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, and it's just free money for an opportunity to win more money. That's a win-win.
And it makes your Sundays fun, or any day that football is being played.
It could be a Wednesday. You never know, right?
Exactly.
So stop wasting time. Download the app, use the promo code, and let's get an opportunity to make some money. So this is from Shelton Stacy, a.k.a. The Kid Stacy. His exclamation points I had to elevate right there.
Kid.
The Kid. All right, so my question for the best podcast in the world.
Whoa.
Shout out. Okay. So my question for the best podcast in the world is, can we call James Harrison out of retirement to help replace Dupree? Actually, I kind of like that. I like that because he works out every day. We know this. We know Debo. Debo's like the old war tank, man. He work out 1,000 times a day. He's always posting. He always looks big and buff. So technically, yeah, you can call him. I mean, I'm sure he is in game shape, whatever that may be at this standpoint. For me personally, though, I'm confident in Alex Highsmith and Ola Adeniyi. I love what them two have been putting on tape. When you watch just the coaching staff and the situations they're putting both of those guys in, they trust them both. And I feel like they trust them both equally because it's not as if Highsmith plays so much more than Adeniyi, or it's not as if they put Highsmith out there in very high pressure situations and Ola they don't. They flip-flop them. I'm not sure how they rotate them, but literally when Bud went down, Ola was the first guy in. But then I want to say a series or two later, then it was Alex Highsmith who was out there for the rest. So it's just, I don't really know the dynamic of how they rotate them, but throughout the game, you see both of those guys out there. Both of those players are playing both defense and special teams. So for me personally, I like them two guys because number one, they're a lot younger and more athletic. I just feel like you stunt their growth if you bring in a guy like James because
how old is he right now? Is he like 41, 42?
I don't really know. But with James, I never really cared about his age because even when he came back, he still was out playing people.
Like this would be the perfect situation too. Yeah. Like week, 12 or 13 for a late season run just for that burst.
For me, the only reason I say I think it could potentially stunt their growth is just being in the locker room and seeing the dynamic of some of the younger players once James was there. And if a younger player makes a mistake, they're constantly looking over their shoulder now because you got James, who is a very proven, very decorated guy. Yeah. So even with that, it makes them play a little bit tighter. And then obviously, what's the dynamic if it works out where these younger guys are playing well, but now James isn't getting these opportunities? We remember last time what happened with him and TJ when he wasn't getting the opportunities and how that kind of went south and things like that. So that's my only concern when we're talking about James, particularly coming back out for this. I think with Highsmith and Adeniyi, we're good. And then you still got Tazar Skipper, if I remember correctly. Or no, did he get signed?
I don't know.
Oh, man, he might have got picked up.
He's on the Madden roster. That was in the beginning of the season. I don't know what happened.
I got to check because I know Wisniewski, he got picked up by Kansas City last week off our practice squad. Stefan Wisniewski. So he got picked up by the Chiefs.
Is that what happened? I thought we just cut him.
No. Because he was on the practice squad and literally because this would have been right, or it was either before our game got postponed or after, but the Chiefs ended up just signing him off of the practice squad roster. And that was a big thing because obviously he was with them last year when they went to the Super Bowl. He actually started for them during the playoffs. So I got to check with Tazar. He might still be there. I'm not sure as it stands right now, though.
Okay.
But for me, man, I just think that with Highsmith and Adeniyi, I think you roll with those guys, man. I think you make it happen.
Hey, man, Tyson's fighting at what, 50-something, you know?
Hey, man, you never know, bro.
I think I saw that floated around a little bit post-game about bringing Harrison back. I didn't really think much of it. I just thought of it more as a joke. So
I mean, it's not the first time he's come out of retirement.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, dude, I'm not going to lie. It'd be a cool story. It would hype us up a lot.
It would.
I don't know. I think I'm good with Highsmith and Adaney.
After seeing all those commercials of Debo tackling that man, every time he tackles him, so I did kind of. I used to text him every time I saw the commercial, and then I started realizing how many times I see this commercial. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of out of control. I'm gonna chill out a little bit. But every time I see it, I get hyped, and I'm like, yo, and I know he's getting paid, so I'm like, yo, play it again. My kids, they get crazy, like, Dad, why you get hyper? I'm like, yo, that's my dog. Like, he making a play. I want to see him tackle this dude every time, and I act like I've never seen the commercial. So just seeing that, it gives me the nostalgia, and I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe he can come back and do that. I don't need him in coverage. I just need him in obvious pass situations so he can rush the passer. That's all I need. He gonna drop that platinum rip and hook and curl, and he gonna do what he does. Like that move, he could do that at 90, I feel. We don't need him to run around. I don't want him in coverage. You know, they highlighted TJ wheeling up with Hollywood Bryant today. I don't need that from Debo. I don't need none of that. You know, we talked about Highsmith walking out on number 2, playing good coverage. I don't need any of that from Debo. If Debo were to return, though, I just need you on anything 3rd and 7 or longer. Put my man out there, and he's good.
You imagine if the fans were in the stadium?
Oh, it'd be nuts.
Dude.
It would be nuts. It would be nuts. Black Bonds, you know how Debo looked too with the...
Having him come out, yeah, people would go crazy.
I mean, for me, dude, he was one of my favorite players, bro. Like,
he was awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, he was awesome. It would be cool. It would definitely be cool. I wouldn't be against it, but I didn't really take that seriously.
I don't think we need it. I personally, like I said, I love the group we have right now, especially after seeing Highsmith and Adaney multiple times now. If we hadn't seen any of those two players at all this season on defense, I'm singing a totally different tune. I'm over here like, yes, we need to look to bring somebody in, kind of like when Devin went down, right? Because we didn't see Spillane on defense, so it was kind of like, well, man, maybe we do need to make a move. With Highsmith and Adaney, we've seen them numerous times this year. We've seen them make plays this year. So I feel very confident in either one of those guys. And they're going to use a combination of both, I personally feel.
Kind of like Spillane, Williamson, Marcus Allen, that type of thing.
They're going to do a situation like that. And I think they're going to be fine, bro.
Okay.
Absolutely.